Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and in this video today, I'm going to show you guys all of my music-related VHS. So if you've been watching my videos for a little while, followed the channel, you always notice that I got my TV VHS combo in the background, because truth be told, I'm actually a pretty big VHS collector that I got into a couple years back, mainly looking for horror movies, B-movies, like obscure stuff. And along the way, going through a bunch of thrift stores and yard sales and flea markets, I noticed that they released music-related VHS. So, of course, I went a little crazy collecting those as well. I got a good amount of them in this video here today that I'm going to show you. And I'm not going to waste much more of your time, so we're just going to jump right into these tapes. But before we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also drop a like if you like, and hit that notification bell to be notified of any time I post a new video. So starting right off, I have a classic. Got Purple Rain from Prince. Yeah, everybody knows this one. Just found this sitting on a Goodwill shelf one day, so I picked it up. It has beautiful packaging. I love, all the flowers. It's got the cool music, catalog tab there from back in the day. Maybe this was in like a, video store. On the back, it's got all the credits there, a little bit of a write-up. And it does have a really nice labeling as well. Look at that, Prince on the motorcycle. I hope the camera is focusing on that. Also had the original labeling on the side as well. So, whenever I see a tape with all that original labeling, I'm definitely going to grab it. But yeah, this one goes nicely with the Purple Rain vinyl that I have. Next up, I have a newer tape that was released. It's actually really hard to find now. Pretty expensive. And that's Frank Ocean's Endless. So this was one I needed to have in the collection after I saw it got announced. I'm a big fan of Frank Ocean and this release, and to have the visualizer on a tape, I mean, come on, how could I not grab it? It's on a white VHS, which is really cool. I keep this one sealed. I do have the CD-DVD combo that I view. This one's just a collector's piece. So really excited to have it. Really awesome release from Frank. I mean, two of my favorite things coming together in one. I mean, how could I resist? Next up is a classic film from Jonathan Demme and Talking Heads, and that's Stop Making Sense. Yeah, this is a pretty fun one, obviously, which did get a nice Criterion Blu-ray release that I don't have in my collection. But, when I saw this one, had to grab it. Here's the labeling right here, which also has the original side labeling as well. And I love the artwork, how it features that huge suit that David Byrne wears. I mean, how iconic. Pretty awesome stuff. Next up here, we got Window Licker by Aphex Twin. This is really awesome stuff. I mean, I had to find this one on eBay, though. This would be really badass if I found this at a store. But this one's hard to find. Obviously, how could you resist the cover? Pretty hilarious. It's got Window Licker on it, and yeah, I mean, this is just one I needed to have in the collection. I mean, Aphex Twin's my favorite electronic artist, so there's the labeling there. And this is a pretty fun track overall, and classic track. And of course, once I found out Window Licker was on a VHS, and I did some research, I found out Come to Daddy is also on VHS. This is Come to Viddy, which is really cool. Got some of the credits on the back there. And this also features Donkey Rhubarb. I really like that track. I got to track down that on vinyl one day. And here's the labeling. Aphex Twin home video. Pretty awesome stuff. This really just fits overall with everything with Aphex Twin. Love it. Love to have these in the collection. Next up, we got Kate Bush, The Sensual World. So 3 music videos here from Kate Bush. You got Love and Anger, The Sensual World, and This Woman's Work on here. Cool image of Kate on the front. And yeah, pretty straightforward. The labeling's actually kind of falling off on this one. I gotta glue it. But there's the tape itself with the labeling there. Next up here, I have another kind of hard to find tape, and this one is a film about Radiohead, and that's called Meeting People is Easy. Yeah, this was a European release, as you can see the European ratings logo there. Yeah, I mean, it's a film about Radiohead. I actually haven't popped it in yet. I found this at a Salvation Army, and I couldn't believe it, because this is actually kind of hard to find. Now, I love the packaging, too, how it opens up like this. You don't find VHS tapes with packaging like this really too often. There's the labeling there on the inside. And this was released by Capitol Video in the late 90s, so yeah, I mean, really good stuff. I gotta pop this in one day. I do believe my tape player will still play it, even though it's a PAL release, but yeah, I guess I'll find out. Next up here, I got Mariah Carey, #1s, Look at that cover image. I mean, how could you leave that on the shelf? Just irresistible. But yeah, I picked this up because it does have Fantasy on it, featuring ODB, which I think is my favorite song of all time. So had to grab this. This was released by Columbia Home Video back in the day. Also has Heartbreaker with Jay-Z on it, you know, so this one's got a lot of good stuff on it. I'll have to pop it in and watch it one day. And here's the tape itself with the labeling there. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy going on. Next up here, I have a documentary about Jimi Hendrix titled Jimi Hendrix. This was released through a Warner Home Video back in the day. And this also does feature some live cuts as well. It's got some appearances from his legendary set at Monterey. It's got Woodstock and Isle of Wight festivals on here. So, you know, it's got some great tracks. Also, it's got the 12-string guitar solo version of Hear My Train A-Comin'. So, I mean, yeah, I haven't popped this in yet, but I really like the cover image. I am just, you know, so inspired by Jimi Hendrix as a musician overall. He's one of the all-time greats, in my opinion, so had to have this on tape. Moving right along here, I have the Velvet Underground with Velvet Redux Live. Really awesome live set of Lou and the Boys, filmed in Paris at the Olympia Theater in 1993. But yeah, really cool cover image there. I'm really stoked to have this one. I got this one on eBay too, as it's not really like super common, but look at the labeling. It's really awesome. It's got the bananas, which is really great, and it's yellow too. I absolutely love it. And speaking of one of my favorites ever, I have a tape here from David Bowie, Love You Till Tuesday. And I do believe this is an original rendition of Space Oddity. I have it still factory sealed here. I found this at a record store one day in like their odds and ends bin, and it was like $1. So I was like, okay, yeah, love that image of David on the front, and it even on the back too. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it's got some really weird, kind of like washed out images of David, kind of looking like he's in A Clockwork Orange or something. So I thought this was pretty cool. Had to add this to the collection as I am a huge Bowie fan. Next up, I got The Cure, Staring at the Sea. This is the classic singles compilation. It's got Boys Don't Cry on it. And this is called The Images. So really, really cool release here from The Cure, who actually have a decent amount of tapes. I have a few Cure tapes coming up that you'll see. Here's the inside with the labeling on it. Pretty dense labeling that's got the track listing with the credits on it. So nothing too flashy there, but you know, I love the image on the front of the guy looking at the fish. Next up here, we got The Cure in Orange. One of my favorite Cure tapes. Really, really cool imagery on the cover art that was put out by Fiction Video. It's got a great spine, too, with that red guitar on it. Looks really, really cool. You know, really Cure looking. Everything going on here with the font. This was directed by Tim Pope. Got a similar labeling situation there. This one's just red, but, you know, track listing with credits. I also have Play Out, which is a really, really cool cover art image there with the monkeys on it. Nice and colorful. This one's a bunch of different studio sessions, you know, live sets from the early 90s. It's got some classic tracks on it, too. I mean, you got Pictures of You, Lullaby, Boys Don't Cry on here. So this is a cool little release from The Cure. There's the labeling there on the tape. And last up here, rounding up my Cure tapes, I have Picture Show, which is really, really cool. My favorite cover art image of all my Cure tapes. It's got some David Lynch vibes going on there. It reminds me of like the third season of Twin Peaks when Cooper's in that weird like place in the beyond with that lady. But yeah, this one is another compilation. I believe these are music videos or live tracks. I actually haven't watched this one yet, but it's got a lot of the same cuts on Play Out. There's the original labeling there for you. And last but certainly not least, my music tapes. I have Gorillaz with a release here for Clint Eastwood and Tomorrow Comes Today. These are 2 music videos. I mean, this one's really cool. I found this at a Salvation Army one day, and it's kind of hard to find, at least. You're not just going to walk in usually and find this on the shelves, so I couldn't believe it was there. Had to have it. Really fits the VHS format, too, to have these releases on it, these 2 music videos, and there's the labeling there. So, yeah, big Gorillaz fan. Really, really cool. Stoked to have this one in the collection. So that's going to do it of all my music-related VHS tapes. I hope you guys enjoyed. There are still more that I'm on the hunt for. I know there's a Smiths tape out there, maybe 2 of them that I don't have that I probably should have in my collection, but who knows? If I accumulate more of these, maybe I'll do another update. And, you know, if you guys are interested, maybe I'll show off my horror-related VHS tapes because I actually have a pretty decent collection of those going on. So let me know in the comments if you want to see something like that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, and if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.